Hey everybody, it's me, Remy, the comic book poser, and I'm here today to welcome you to Enter the Poserverse. It's Sunday, so that can mean only one thing. We're going to talk about the books that I think are dope that you should pick up for final order cutoff. Those orders are due either tomorrow at your LCS or through however you order your books. So to make sure you get these pretty sweet new indie titles, you'll have to wait until after this. So, as always, we'll go through this in alphabetical order, and this is the first time that I actually looked at some of the toys and other collectibles at the end, and I think I'm going to get in trouble. So we'll see maybe if I show off one or two of those. But from Image, we've got a couple of titles that I'm heavily invested in that I think are dope books. The first being Deep Beyond. Deep Beyond number 8 hits FOC tomorrow, and you can see that there are 4 covers. I don't know if any of them are a ratio or whatnot, but we're starting to kind of get into more of the world, and I'm just clicking on this D cover real fast to see if there's any kind of note. But you can see there are 4 covers going on for this. I really like the A covers. I think they've been doing a pretty solid job. I also like the Andolfo B cover and the Common Coley C cover. I think that's really cool as we're starting to see the spookies that are coming from below. We've also got Homesick Pilots number 9 coming out. This just continues to be more and more bonkers as kind of the intensity of the series goes up. I think for the first time I will be picking up a B cover because I really like kind of the distortion from the TV and the media signals throughout. So I'm ready to hop on the B cover team and see if I can find some more of these. Maneater's The Curse number 3 comes out. I definitely love the Witchcraft for Children themed book, since that became kind of something that we got revealed to us in book number 2, where you've got all the young women with the witches' hats on. But then I also like the Mitronique B cover, the like divination upon or above the crystal ball. Up next, we've got Primordial number 1 coming out. There is a little bit of hype coming up behind this book. It focuses on what happens with the animals we send up in space. It is pushing itself as a mixture between a dope sci-fi story, but also kind of a Cold War space race era thriller that I'm down to check this out. I know that I've definitely got the A cover on my list, but I also like the C, the Dust and Wind cover, and then the Shimizu D cover looks pretty cool. You all know how much I love Scumbag, that this is one of the wildest stories that I get myself into, that I'm picking up both the A and B cover on this one, that I gotta see what Ernie gets up to next. The last book for Image for me that orders are due for tomorrow is Time Before Time number 5. This series is something that is still kind of keeping its hooks in me, especially looking to see what, will happen in the relationship between our federal agents and the, criminal syndicate they're working with. From Dark Horse Comics, we've got 4 items on the list. A Hellboy and BPRD one-shot, House of Lost Horizons, which I think I have a little bit of remorse of not getting in onto that one, that people have said it's good. Savage Hearts number 3 also hits FOC. I have number 2 in my pile to read over there, so that's the one that is definitely making my list, and then I'm not reading any of the Witcher stuff. From IDW, in terms of what I'm pulling, Bermuda number 3 is due for orders. I think number 2 comes out this week. I haven't looked at my pull list for this week. Sleeping Beauties is something that people tell me that I probably need to get back on, that I read the first 4 issues, so I think, I'll wait until the trade comes up for FOC and then definitely pull the trade. You've got some more High Republic adventures and some Star Trek coming, and then some Transformers, so not a big IDW week for me. Although I might pick up this Usagi Yojimbo number 22, that I've been picking it up here and there, and I think that's going to be the next big rabbit hole, pun intended, for me to go down. Next up from Boom Studios, I think the list was huge when I was looking at this earlier. First, we've got Berserker number 5, all awesome covers. You see that there they're doing, you know, the regular A and B cover, and then the C and D are both foil versions of the same thing, so there's a chance that I pick up one of each of them. That I've been primarily keeping the non-foil covers in the PC, and then just selling these starting at $1 on my Whatnot auctions, but there's a good chance that depending how the Camuncoli foil cover looks in person, that that one may stay. This book is just surprisingly amazing. Eat the Rich, which came out last week, was announced that it sold out, is going to a second printing, so I'm waiting to see what the art is, but I will definitely grab that I think this is my kind of series. Not Reading Firefly Maw is something that I've read a little bit about from their previews stuff that they send out via email, but essentially you've got one woman who becomes like the devil who she is painted as the picture to be, so I'm interested to check out this horror series, especially since it's by Jude Ellison Doyle, that I want to check out someone who is writing about feminism in the way that we paint pictures of hardcore feminists. I like the Hutchison Cates cover. That there's a good chance I will get that one. The black and white is pretty interesting. Power Rangers is also up for this one. I'm still behind on my reading for this, but you know that I love the legacy numbering covers, and then I also like the FOC reveals, so that I think those have, just a cool artistic style to them. And then the last item that's up for me from this is Seven Secrets number 12, that, again, I've gone back and forth on how much I did or did not like this series. Once we hit issue number 7, it really, got its hooks into me, and it's something that I enjoy. I know a couple of folks who got me into the book have fallen off, but neither here nor there. And then if you're interested, when number 10's coming out, I'm just going to read it and trade. Although I do like the Yorick B cover, that's pretty cool. Now we hit my least favorite section, the comics and graphic novels, which is the miscellaneous section. But from Aftershock, you've got Beyond the Breach number 3 coming out, that I really, really, really enjoy this series. I liked that there was a wizard riding a tortoise named Turtle that we got to meet in issue number 2. That he's also trying to figure out what is happening and if he is responsible for them being there. So this is a series that if you like, I'll call it like apocalyptic sci-fi-ish kind of stuff, since shit just kind of got real and we've got all kinds of elements of fantasy, time travel, and that kind of stuff in there, then I think you'll enjoy this series. Camp C number 2 is coming out. I really enjoyed number 1, as I mentioned in that weekly picks video, that I like the idea of a mafia fixer having to figure out how to deal with dragons. Also due up from Aftershock is Clans of Bellari number 3. I like number 2 more than number 1, that we started to figure out a little bit more in the relationship of the father and his adopted daughter. She, spoiler alert, finds out that she's adopted, and you see that they maybe become dedicated to roughing up the social order. You can get some CGC graded books through Dynamic Forces if that's your thing. From AWA is Fight Girls number 3. I again have loved the first 2 from this in terms of watching the competition that is happening in the arena versus the way that the structure is maybe going after contestant number 7, and maybe they're dealing with stuff in the ocean because there's a shark on the cover. Also, from Aftershock is I Breathed a Body. This is Zach Thompson body horror, so if you missed out on I Breathe a Body, I really think you should check this out. That I think it tells a very interesting commentary on the way that we use devices, consume media, and all of that kind of stuff. I also didn't know that he was doing a run of Kazar for Marvel that comes out soon. I don't know much about Kazar, but I've pulled it because I am committed to loving what Zach Thompson does. Let's see, we got Maria Lovett's Porcelain from Ablaze. I missed issue number 1. So if you think this is something I would like, especially since I'm a fan of Maria Lovett's art, let me know. We get the trade of Marjorie Finnegan, Temporal Criminal. which I've enjoyed that run so far. From AWA is Moths number 4, that we started to see in issue number 3, which came out recently. The way that Emily will play her way into the Resistance storyline, that we got it in Moths, but we also got it in the free Comic Book Day Resistance Uprising book. So the art in this is beautiful. That this might be one of my books of the year from an art perspective. It's just amazing. From Valiant, I'm going to pull Ninjak number 3. I don't think number 2's come out yet. I think that might be coming out this week. But I really enjoyed number 1, and it's made me want to go back and buy some older Ninjak books. And then the last book that is on the list for me is Possessive number 2 from Zenescope. That I really enjoyed this. You have a man whose life is falling apart. He decides to try and save it all by buying a house to renovate. And things do not go well. He meets the ghost of the house that you just know is kind of lingering around, that you see her, like, kill some of the folks that he contracted to help do some of the work there, and they just disappear. And then his interaction with her at the end of the first book is both intriguing and depressing at the same time. Once you know what his motive is for trying to find her. I also think the covers for both of these are just absolutely hysterical in terms of, like, you know, the bad family portrait with something blown up and lingering in the background. That I really love this cover for that reason. And then I think I'm going to get the B cover because this just looks like, you know, a trashy Harlequin novel that I remember my mom reading those things and seeing covers like that laying around my house, so I think that's an amazing cover for a story like this. And then from Vault, you've got Vampire the Masquerade. This is something that I have to read the first volume in trade, that I think this will be one of those things that I might inverse buy it. I'll buy it in trade first and then probably spend way too much money on picking it up in singles on the back end. The other things that I was looking at, like, for the first time ever, I decided to go through this toys, statues, and models kind of thing, only because there have been some PX exclusive pops that were interesting to me. I have never seen any of these Beast Kingdom figures before, but I am almost 100% certain that I'm going to order 2, if not all 4 of these Bro Thor from Endgame, just because that iteration of Thor is hilarious to me. That, you know, I can identify with Fat Thor even though I don't have, you know, the powers. There was something else that I saw that was intriguing. In here, I know that I'll get in trouble. I might get this Snake Eyes model. That I think that looks really cool. That I'm enjoying it, and I've never put together a model of a figure that, like, I remember doing the airplanes and stuff when I was a kid. So this could be a cool thing to do with, you know, with my kiddos, or at least Toby, who's, you know, the older one that can sit through that kind of stuff. The other thing that I did kind of like are these Minico X-Men vinyl statues that, if I am intrigued, I either will pick up this Gambit, because y'all know that I'm a Gambit fan, or this Jean Grey standing on the head of the Sentinel, that I just like that one as well. There's also a Wolverine one, but that feels like the same kind of Wolverine statue or toy that you can see anywhere else. So that's everything that I'm interested in. Are there books that I may be passing on this week from the indie side that you think I should definitely give a second chance to? Let me know in the comments down below. Should I get all 4 of those Fat Thor figurines? We've got until, you know, the middle of the day tomorrow for me to get those ordered and on my list. So let me know what you think I should do. Should I set money on fire? Should I be frugal? We'll see. We'll find out in a month if I get them or not. As always, y'all, thanks for stopping by. Have a good one.